Welcome, friends. We are at medieval times. They have horses, they have jousting, they have knights that are hot. I'm dressed to impress in my medieval wench costume. Yeah, okay. And I'm ready to cheer on the red and yellow knight, because that's going to be our guy. So we're going to go. There's going to be libations, a king, a queen, a princess. There's probably going to be some sort of turmoil. Food. That's what we're here for. Of course. Food. Soup, chicken, one barbecue rib. If it's like the menu before, we get a barbecue rib. It is a damn tasty rib. So we're going to go with it. Awesome. So come on and help us cheer on the red and yellow knight to victory as we nom on some tasty medieval chicken. This is Tabitha and AJ. We are fresh from our time at medieval times.
How do you say it?
Medieval times.
How do you really say it?
Medieval times. Oh, I'm sorry.
Medieval times. That's how it's pronounced.
Yes. So we went there again. We go there like twice a year, but this time we decided to film it. I got all dressed up for the occasion. As you can see, I'm winching it up. He didn't get dressed up. He just looks like a pauper from today as compared to a pauper from medieval times. But whatever. And seeing as we are Orlando Bites, we're going to throw in a little bit about the food part of medieval times. When you go there, when you get seated, you get a trencher.
and you get a plate, and they're both pewter. They've had several different soups over the years. The last few years, it's been a tomato bisque, which is pretty decent. They don't give you a spoon, however, so you're forced to sip it oh so delicately, or use your bread of the castle to soak it up, which I'm fairly certain is Pepperidge Farm's garlic bread. But as Pepperidge Farm makes really good garlic bread, it ends up working out. So then they give you half a chicken, rotisserie style chicken, not too spicy, a little on the greasy side, but you know, all in all, it's rotisserie chicken, so it's usually fairly greasy no matter where you go.
That's the way I like it anyway.
Yeah.
You don't want dry chicken.
Exactly.
And you're eating it with your hands anyway, so you're watching people whack each other with swords and whatnot, and you're just sort of tearing apart this chicken with your bare hands. And
makes you feel very, very medieval. Yes. So then you get a barbecue rib. Not to be confused with barbecue ribs, plural. It's one, like this big barbecue rib, singular. But it's really tasty. But you get one. And half of a potato, which is baked with like some herbs and stuff on it, but it could totally use some butter. Apparently they don't know how to churn butter. And they don't have a cow in ye old medieval town behind the castle, which, by the way, Orlando is the only medieval times to have a medieval village. So, like, you go to the one in New Jersey, you're not getting the medieval village. You can only get that here in Orlando. And the medieval village is extremely cool. It's basically a medieval village set up the way it would have been in medieval times. They used to charge an extra $5 to go through the torture chamber, but now that's free. So that's kind of cool. You get to see the rack and the things that they would hang you in, you know, the cages that they would hang you in. And there's various implements, such as a brain crusher. And so I don't know if they're real or if they're just made for the fakey medieval village, but you at least kind of get an idea of what torture was like in the medieval times. But yeah, so they have some guy there that like does the metalworking and makes chainmail that you can buy. There's a weaver who sits there and weaves. You can buy things that she creates. They make soap. Not like Tyler Durden does, but it's still soap nonetheless. And they also have candles, which I'm fairly certain are like kind of made the same way as the soap, but not really. They're both side by side, so I think they share the glycerin or something. Medieval times. It's good times. It's medieval times. You should go. You just make sure you bring an extra 10 spot for your beer, because you don't get that for free anymore. And if you don't do well with greasy food, bring some Pepto. But it's good. Greasy food. It's good times. It's men wailing on each other with swords. If you're lucky, you get the Queen and Love of Beauty. If you're not, yeah, you still have a good time. And you leave full, because they still give you pretty decent portions of everything. And you leave happy, because you got to watch some dude wailing on each other with pokey sticks and maces and horses and all that cool stuff. And that was our trip, most recent, to medieval times. I'm Tabitha, your wench for this evening. That's AJ, your slave for the evening. And we'll see you on the next edition of Orlando Bites. Go to medieval times.
See you then.
Did I mention they have a gift shop?